So here recently, the Indiana Student iLearn test results were released, and those results are demonstrating that charter schools are still failing to provide a viable alternative to traditional public schools. Now, don't get it twisted. I support the educators in charter schools. I support parents who send their kids to charter schools. As a parent, you just have to make the best decision possible with the information that you have. But from the standpoint of public policy, it continues to make no sense why we have two different school systems, especially when they're operating on two different sets of rules, which they are. So the iLearn test is a standardized test that takes place across the state of Indiana, and it's supposed to measure the grade level proficiency of students at the English and math level. So how does traditional South Bend public schools stack up? Well, not great. The first number here is the percent of kids proficient at English, and the second number is those proficient at math. And with 22.2% proficient in English and 18.8% in math, the students in South Bend Community School Corporation are still well behind the other school districts in this area. However, we can't deny that there are numerous facts that go into this, and a lot of those are socioeconomic facts like poverty. And so South Bend, with a high degree of poverty, it's really no surprise that their students are going to struggle here. Now, the real question is, how does that stack up against the other local charter schools that represent the same area? Well, that you can see here. And as you can see, it's not much better, and in some cases it's worse. And that's just not in South Bend. That's actually a consistent pattern across the state of Indiana. Not only do charter schools fail to consistently or significantly outperform the traditional public schools of their area, but they also actually have less accountability to the public, and they're not really financially stable either. So if that's the case, why do we still have them? Charter schools do not have the same level of oversight or scrutiny as traditional public schools. They don't have elected boards or even boards that are appointed by other elected officials. They're overseen by basically handpicked insiders. They have far fewer obligations to conduct their affairs with transparency and accountability. So given this lack of progress by charter schools, why do Indiana lawmakers continue to stack the deck in their favor, hold them to a different standard, and allow them to siphon tax dollars and other resources away from traditional public schools? I don't know. But on an unrelated note, the individuals behind local charter school systems, like the one here in South Bend, typically donate tens of thousands of dollars to Republican lawmakers every single year. Many of those lawmakers then find themselves to be champions of these charter school systems, but I'm sure that's all totally just a coincidence.